NBC5 Investigates has dug up troubling information in the wake of a terrifying crash involving a Metro train. 4 people were critically hurt after a train hit a car, which then struck a pedestrian at a crossing on the southwest side. Tonight, new questions about safety at that crossing. NBC5's Regina Waldrop is live with what she's found out. Regina.
Allison, from business owners to drivers, all that we spoke to this evening say that intersection is just not safe. They believe more people will end up here hospitalized if something does not change. At 87th and Pulaski, a close call for the driver of this minivan. The gates come down, but the van's stuck in the intersection. The driver backs up, trying to get out of the way of an approaching Metro train. It's a scary scene, one that drivers say happens a lot here.
I don't like this intersection at all. It's very dangerous.
Surveillance video taken Wednesday night appears to show the moments before a car collided with the Metro train at the same location. Video shows the gates go down on the car's trunk. The driver tries to reverse, then drives forward into the path of an oncoming train. 19-year-old Christopher Davis was waiting to cross the street. He ended up pinned under the train and remains hospitalized. Attorney Ben Crane installed a camera to prove the intersection's not safe.
Cars should not be allowed to be caught in between that gate and those tracks.
NBC5 Investigates found that there have been 4 train versus car collisions at that location. Last year, a driver stopped on the tracks when the gates came down. 2016, a car sitting close to the tracks struck by a train. 2015, 2 people killed when a train struck their vehicle. And in 2012, a train struck an unoccupied vehicle.
Something needs to be done.
And again, that 19-year-old man remains hospitalized here. I've spoken to his father. He says he continues to try and recover. He hopes his son pulls through. As for Metro, they tell us that that intersection is equipped with several warning devices. And Metro also says those devices did work last night. This crash remains under investigation. I'm live at Advocate Christ Medical Center. Regina Waldrop, NBC5 News.
That video says a lot. Regina, thanks. A big political story tonight. Presidential candidate Bernie Sanders has endorsed Cook County State's Attorney Kim Foxx for re-election. Comes 2 days after Foxx faced new criticism when a special grand jury re-indicted former Empire actor Jussie Smollett. Sanders calls her a national leader on equality and progressive reform. Elizabeth Warren had already and an emotional welcome in Crystal Lake for a teenager battling for her freedom. She spent 4 months in federal immigration custody after settling in the suburbs. She had escaped alleged death threats from gangs in her native Honduras. NBC5's Lexi Suter is live with the emotional reunion tonight. Lexi?
Rob, I talked with Mady tonight. She's still trying to process the fact that she's free of that detention center, but tells me it'll feel very real when she gets back here to her high school. 18-year-old Mady Guzman Rivas is reuniting with her school friends and family for the first time in 4 months.
It was really bad and sad, but there are so many people in jail that they don't have what I have.
And what she has is a counselor, classmates, and an entire community fighting for her. She and her father escaped violence in the Honduras 2 years ago, but ICE learned of their illegal status and they were detained. That's when Sarah Huser so selflessly stepped in.
Beyond thrilled that she's here, beyond thrilled that I got to wrap my arms around her today, bring her home to her new family.
People in Crystal Lake raised thousands of dollars to bond Mady out of federal custody. Now Huser is taking Mady in, helping her as if she is her own.
What made me strong is all this, my family.
She will go to bed tonight in this warm home full of love, thankful for this step forward as they continue to fight for her permanent legal status.
She said she had that thought last night that hopefully that was going to be the last night that she slept in a bed in a jail, and I hope it will be forever.
Her next court date has not yet been set, so all she can do now is really return to a normal life, which includes graduating from this Central High School in Crystal Lake in May. Her father, though, remains detained tonight. We're live in Crystal Lake. Lexi Suter, NBC5 News.
She has a lot of friends. Chilling video released by police shows how heroes saved the life of a drowning child. Happened at a hotel in Michigan. Watch this. The video shows a pool full of people, then a 2-year-old boy struggling in the water there. A 9-year-old girl points out the toddler to her godmother, who jumps into the water. Fortunately, the hotel was hosting a nurses' convention. 2 good Samaritans did CPR and saved the boy. An airline passenger's viral video has sparked a heated debate over seatback etiquette. Wendy Williams posted the video of the man behind her repeatedly punching her seat after she reclined. Some came to her defense, saying she has the patience of a saint, but others said she started it, tweeting things like, "Did you have to recline? And so he has to sit sideways so you can recline?" Wow. The airline says it's investigating. Now NBC5 responds. The inside job that almost left a 93-year-old man from North Aurora penniless.
His family caught the case of elder abuse. So why, more than 2 years later, were they still struggling to get his money back from a major bank? Here's Lisa Parker.
Someone on me?
The day an Xbox game was purchased on his credit card, the family of 93-year-old Jim Svoboda says there is simply no way he's the one who bought it.
Dad never, ever have played a video game in his life.
Nor was he, at that age, a trampoliner. But his credit card was also used to throw a party here. Many red flags that his daughter, Nan Gromis, says indicate fraud, but perhaps the biggest one of all.
He died in December.
Jim was already gone. He died at the end of 2017, while the charges on that credit card continued into the next year. Fraudulent use of his AAA branded MasterCard that followed a string of other thefts inside his North Aurora home. The family says a caregiver hired for overnight care wasted no time.
She took the card and activated his debit card the first night she was there.
In the 1 month she worked there, the family says a debit and credit card both went missing along with other valuables. The family caught the problem on his debit card that first month as his savings account was almost drained.
Every day or every other day, she took $800 or $1,000 out of the ATM.
The bank showed pictures from the ATM transactions that the family says left no doubt. They notified North Aurora police about the caregiver. Jim's bank acknowledged the fraud and returned almost $20,000. But the credit card charges automatically withdrawn and no statements arriving in the mail went unseen until after Jim's death, when Nan, his executor, started digging.
That was half my battle, was getting them to talk to me.
A battle that persisted, she says, even after proving his death to credit card issuer U.S. Bank.
I sent the death certificate and the executor papers like 3 different times to 3 different departments.
2 years and 2 full folders of notes in, Nan says she reached her limit when U.S. Bank sent her dead dad's account to collections, and her husband had an idea.
We're always watching NBC News, and we see one of the segments. You should call them up. Yeah, okay. They don't care about my little problem out here in Yorkville. Obviously, you care about everybody's problems everywhere, which is awesome.
We asked U.S. Bank about the suspicious charges on Jim's card and asked what else his family could prove to get that almost $1,000 back to his estate. U.S. Bank did not comment, but then Nan, here at the family business in Yorkville, got the call and the refund she'd battled for so long.
So grateful, so relieved. It was a long, long time, and I'm sure they were hoping I would just give up. But by then it was just a principle.
That matter resolved. The criminal allegations, however, remain a source of frustration for Jim's family. Why wasn't the caregiver prosecuted for the theft of those cards and all that money? North Aurora police say she was charged in a related matter, but after these questions are now reopening this case and taking another look. Lisa Parker, NBC5 responds.
What a nightmare. Our thanks to Lisa.
Chicago takes center stage in the sports world for the NBA's All-Star Weekend. NBA Cares organized an event for current and former NBA and WNBA players. They hung out today with patients at Lurie Children's Hospital. There was a cute moment that was caught on video. Look at this, 7'2" former NBA star Dikembe Mutombo helping a toddler to color a picture. How sweet. And tonight, Rainbow Push Coalition hosted a Welcome to Chicago 2020 fundraiser at Soldier Field. Hall of Famer Shaquille O'Neal and former players Dave Bing and Isaiah Thomas co-chairs of this event. The benefit, raise money for push programs for children. And tonight, the Chicago Sky hosted a special event for All-Star Weekend. NBC5's Marion Brooks moderated a panel about women in professional sports and the challenges that they face.
Big-name celebrities with Chicago ties will headline the All-Star Game at the United Center on Sunday. Jennifer Hudson, Common, Chaka Khan, and Chance the Rapper will all have roles entertaining the crowd. And former President Barack Obama will be back in town to host a fireside chat with several NBA players, including Kevin Love and Chris Paul, and that'll be on